Alright, welcome back to another CAD tutorial. Today we're going to be going over how to automatically calculate, for the most part, your rim and inverts for your utility structures. So for this, you're going to need to use a point group. You're going to need to obviously have a rim and invert sheet or something from the field that dictates the notes they took, how far they dipped down and such. And you're also going to need Microsoft Excel. And I created the template for you already, so you just have to follow these steps, and this is how you're going to do it. So first things first, let's create a point group. So we're going to come over here and create a brand new point group, and we're going to call it, I usually just call it schedule. So we're going to call it schedule real quick here. And then we're going to include point descriptions matching all of your utilities. So if you have catch basins, sanitary manholes, or store manholes, in this case is what I'm going to be doing. You got to put all your descriptions in here. You can have this in a template already set up, so you do not have to keep doing this. Save yourself some time. Why not? Make it easy on yourself. Put this in your template. So I'm going to hit apply, and I'm going to hit OK. And as soon as I did that, you can kind of see I have 2 points here. And again, you could do this with as many points as you want. I kind of automatically added a whole bunch of different extra cells to the Excel spreadsheet. But if you need to add more, you just kind of follow the pattern I already created in that Excel spreadsheet. So let's dive in here, and now that we have the 2 here, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the point groups section under the prospector tab, right click, and we're going to go to edit points. Now when we're in here editing points, you'll notice we have a whole bunch of different stuff here, and if you notice, mine is also kind of reorganized in a bit of a different order than it is by default. So you want to make sure that you capture what this order is and what the order is in the Excel spreadsheet. To show you this, I'm going to open up the Excel spreadsheet now. Alright, so as you can see, here is the Excel spreadsheet. So this top piece has to be in this order. I do this for a few different reasons, and yes, it is to make it a little bit difficult to copy, but with a little bit of Excel know-how, and once you know how this works, you can rearrange this so this can be in the default location. So if you look right now, my point elevation is right here, so I want to change that, and I'm going to move it over. Also note, my northing is in a different location as well, and those are the most important ones really, and the description. So just making sure the rest is in the exact same order. So let's check it out. Point number, elevation, northing, easting, name, raw description, full description, and honestly style doesn't even need to be here, but it's going to be there anyways. So you can see I already have this populated with a previous work job I did, but we're not going to worry about that right now. What we're going to do is use this one here. So let's do that. So we're in the Excel spreadsheet. Of course, we're going to do a file save as, just so we don't ruin the original. I'm just going to put it right where it is here, and I'm just going to call it test at the end. So again, it's good to call this a project name or something else. Now I'm going to copy these in. So if you just hold shift and then right click and go to copy to clipboard, not copy value, we want the whole thing. So copy value to clipboard. Then we're going to come over here, and honestly I just come up in this top left hand corner and I hit Control A, and then I hit Control V. So I do a quick copy and paste. I will hit OK, and then I erase out the extra stuff. Now you'll notice that these here are all in here now, and I just usually just do a quick spot check, make sure everything's coming out good, and it is. So I'm going to come over to sheet 1. Now again, you'll notice there's some problems here. See that little foot sign? It doesn't know how to read that. Now yes, you can change the format, but to be honest, what I do is I just come on over here, I click on all of these here, and I just do a quick find and replace. So I come over here and go to replace, and I say find the foot mark and replace all. Sure. Cool. Close. All right. So now you'll notice it got rid of the foot mark, and if you go to sheet 1, it is all calculating. So as you can see, I left some blank ones here, and since we don't need them, we'll just erase them out. Again, there's a lot of them. There we go. We'll just erase those guys there. Perfect. So looking at these, again, it pulls in your description. It automatically pulls in your rim. Now, this is where you start to look at your rim and invert sheets, that sheet of paper. So for mine, I have a 12-inch RCP. And again, you can use caps heading north with a flow line. And the invert or flow line of that guy is And again, I'm going to let it do the math for me. All this is set up. So this is my dip here. So I'm going to type in -6 and hit enter, and it'll automatically calculate it. Oops, sorry. It's just supposed to say 6. There we go. Otherwise, I'll get the opposite reaction. And then this thing is the same here. So this is a 12-inch RCP south flow line. And this one here is a a 5. Now, if I don't need this line, I can just quickly, easily erase it. Or if I want to kind of create a gap there, I can just do something like that. Also, let's say you want to reverse these. Maybe you want the lower one on the bottom. Oops, of course you got to type it right. Of course, you'll have to just reverse the directions here. There are a lot of companies who like the outfall to always be on the bottom. So that might be your standard there. I don't know. So let's erase this one here, because we're only going to have 2 on the next one as well. And you just keep going. So you do the same thing, 12-inch RCP. This happens to be almost the exact same setup. So I'll line, there we go. And this one here is 5.9. And the next one, we'll just do it right now, is 6.5. And you notice it's doing all the math for us. Now, it's always good just to double check your math, make sure, you know, that the Excel spreadsheet's working correctly. Now, let's say, for instance, we needed to add an extra pipe here. Now, it's not the end of the world. You can just drag down like this. And, you know, I just drag this guy down like this. But you have to check him here, because this part, the C3 here, has to remain C2 to properly do this, because you don't want it to do C3. Again, it's the rim minus the dip. So if this was like 4.5, you would need to do something like that. But we don't have that on this one. I'm just kind of giving you an example if you had to add one as you didn't have enough. So again, I'm going to give you guys this template here. But note, the most key part of this template is making sure this is in the exact order. Now, from this point here, to put it into your drawing, all you got to do, and again, you don't want this part. I usually keep this piece here, because let's say I wanted to put like T/P here for top of pipe, or I wanted to put something after this, sort of description. You can. So this way, when you're copying it, you can just take it like that. But for right now, all we need is these here. So I'm just going to highlight those, and I'm going to right-click and go to copy. So now I'm going to come back over into my Civil 3D here, and I will zoom out into a decent spot right about there. And then when I go to edit, I like to use paste special, and I go to the very bottom and I select text and I hit OK, and I'll put it in the drawing. And again, you can just expand it like so. And then of course you can always go in here and change the properties of it and make sure it's the proper height. Right now it's at 6, which would be 0.1, perfect 0.1 or L100. But really, this is really going to be 20 scale. I just kind of sized it up to 60 just for this tutorial. So I'd put something like that in there, size down my text, and there it is. Now, also, this is already in numerical order. Sometimes when you go to edit points here, these will be out of order. It won't be in exact numerical order. So if you do care about numerical order before you copy and paste this out, make sure you just give that guy a click right there, and you'll be fine. Otherwise, if you're smart and you're in Excel, you can also sort these numbers into numerical order if you want to. And that's how you'll create this. It's actually very easy, and it doesn't take much time, and it can be customized however you want. But I'll post both of the links in the description below. And if you guys have any questions, feel free. Please, if you like this video, please subscribe or like the video, or do both. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.